Hi there. I'm sorry this video is almost 20 minutes long, but please settle in and watch the whole thing and feel free to forward it to anyone who might be in a position to help. It's important to get the entire message. I'm Dave Finnegan, a lifelong educator. From 1976 through 2006, I spent a full day capped by a well-attended family night in over 2,000 elementary and K-8 schools in the US and 6 other countries. My books and videos were translated into 6 languages and sold millions of copies before the internet was invented. What was I was working on then may seem trivial now, but it allowed me to learn enough to create this really important program. In that 30-year career, I helped start and accelerate a worldwide recreational juggling movement, and I succeeded far beyond my own expectations. Using what I learned from that past 50 years of focused effort, I'm working on creating something a lot more serious and a lot more ambitious, helping to end the climate crisis, and I'm asking for your assistance. I've had cancer twice, and I just learned that it may be returning. So for me, there's a real sense of urgency to get this message to the right people as soon as possible. Please pass this video on to educational leaders in the K-12 system in the US and elsewhere, to principals, to PTA leaders, to teachers and school board members. It details an entirely new and positive approach to help solve the most pressing problem of our lifetime, and it needs to be seen by the right people who have the ability and the motivation to take significant steps. I don't have the time to go around to individual schools or to present at state educational conferences. I need to use this relatively modern approach to get the word to the right people. Let's start with a basic understanding. Although the problem we're aiming to help solve is out of control, human climate change, we do not mention that in our program anywhere. That's because the approach, which was initiated in the fall of 2006 by release of Al Gore's movie An Inconvenient Truth, modeled a message that inadvertently created a politically divisive reaction to what should have been a universally acceptable concept, that the climate is changing and that people are largely responsible. As a result, for the past 20 years, well-motivated advocates and educators have been saying, here's how bad it will be when we do everything wrong. However, what we need to say instead is, because of our worldview as educators and because the population with whom we're working, here's how great it will be when we do everything right. So we're taking an entirely positive approach to solution of this pressing problem, modeling our solution on programs that have been worked to shape society in the past. Our collective experience with school-based educational programs, plus scouting, 4-H, YMCA, and other locally enacted and family-focused activity programs. Why us? Like it or not, families and households hold one of the most important keys to solving this huge problem. A completely underreported fact is that highly respected scientific analysis indicates that 72% of the carbon in the atmosphere comes from actions by households. Consumers demand products and services, which then are supplied by industry, business, and government. So those entities have met every year with huge conferences at the international level in a series of COPs, or Congress of Parties, and we're now up to COP 29 of these annual meetings. But the conclusions of these high-level meetings have not led to actions that trickle down to individuals and households. My life's experience, confirmed by social science, has led to the conclusion that change, to be lasting, does not usually trickle down from the top into society. It bubbles up from individual actions to households, to communities, to states, to nations, and eventually to the entire society. It's when trickle down meets bubble up that change takes place. So I've designed and tested a program that I'm going to be explaining in this video, which will put the solution to this huge problem into your hands, where it rightfully belongs. Like you, I've never been in it for myself, but have always been motivated by the greater good. We have that sense of community obligation in common. I believe it will be sufficient to move the program forward school by school, district by district, state by state, and eventually country by country. Let's get into the details. Just as every scouting family has a Girl Scout or Boy Scout handbook, there is a book at the center of the program. But book sales are not the objective of scouting, nor are they objective of our program, which we call Green Actioneers. In fact, you can give a free digital copy of the book to every family that attends Green Actioneers Family Night at your school, which I'm about to explain. And once the program gets a foothold among your families, you can give it for free to every other family so they can all play the game. Of course, you can sell books if you wish. And if you do, the school gets to keep $5 for every book sold. There's also a way to make some serious money for the school once the program gets going by getting rebates from local businesses providing high-ticket products or services to participating families. I'll explain it at the end of the video, but that feature should not be your primary motivation. The game in question is a chart on the wall in each classroom where kids can put up a sticky note every time their family takes any of the 80+ green actions from the book. This chart serves the purpose of a merit badge sash, but it's visible all the time, not just once a week at scout meetings. Kids can see how many green actions their peers have taken and can use this powerful persuasive power to convince their parents to take additional steps so they can put up more sticky notes. 90% of the sticky notes are for actions that are free or money saving. So participation is not based on income. In fact, less affluent families will be able to make more progress than their more affluent peers because they're already taking actions that have made their lifestyle more sustainable. Here are the steps you need to take to participate 100% in the program. Bear with me, please. It's a list of 12 steps, and we've tested it, and I promise you it will work, but you must take every step and don't try to game the system. First, you put together a Green Actioneers team at the school level to introduce the program. You need to assign one green-hearted adult, a parent or a teacher, to become the face of the program for your school or for the district. Let's call that person Professor Green. Professor Green gets a copy of the print book and shows it around to key faculty and PTA leadership. Leadership then decides to move forward to step two. Step two, you designate a few days in which to introduce the program, perhaps during Earth Week in April. You put one evening on the school calendar at the end of that period for Green Actioneers Family Night. Fridays work best. Extensive experience has shown us that the evening must not be shared with other activities like a book fair or STEM night. Introduction of the Green Actioneers program must be the sole focus of that evening. You start promoting Family Night to the parents, so they'll mark that day on their calendar. You need to get a signed video release from families, so send them home in advance and also get them at the door. Hold a teachers meeting and let the teachers know what you'll be doing. Each teacher gets a print copy of the book to show her kids. We let teachers know that there's no added burden on them, that the parents will be running the program. Fifth, just before the scheduled Green Actioneer Family Night, Professor Green takes a few days and goes around to every classroom, spending 20 minutes to a half hour in each. She or he goes over the book with the students at their age and grade level, helping them to fall in love with the book and reminding them to bring their entire family to Family Night. Every family checks in at a registration table at Family Night, signs a video release if they have not previously done so, and gets a book to go over together. They sit on the floor in the gym or cafeteria in family huddles, and they review the book, looking for actions that they might take. Then the kids get to raise their hands, and they stand up one by one to loudly announce their action. Professor Green instructs the other kids to check with their parents, and if they get the nod, they jump up and shout, "We can do that too!" This is lots of fun. After a while, parents start jumping up too. If you do it right, you'll get at least 20 or even 30 or 40 actions that kids announce with no duplicates. Now, please ensure that there are no embellishments at Family Night like pizza or snacks. Our experience has shown us that families need to come to school for the sole purpose of participating in the Green Actioneers program. If they're sitting at tables and eating, you've lost them. After the kids have listed the actions they're taking, Professor Green says, grown-ups only. If you want to be on the Green Actioneers team for the school, raise your hand. If your hand is in the air, stand up. If you're standing, come to the front of the room. Spread out, put your arms around each other's shoulders, take a bow. Principal, take a picture. This is your Green Actioneers team. Tell the Green Actioneers team that their first act is to put a chart on the wall in each classroom that says our green actions across the top, where kids can put sticky notes whenever their family takes any green action. Let the families know about the achievement levels that their kids can obtain, which are like the ranks in scouting. Take 1 action, you're a Green Actioneer. Take 5, you're a Spout. With 10, you're a sapling. With 20, you become a mighty oak. With 50, you become a majestic redwood. And with 80 actions, you are a giant sequoia. Families get the option to depart from family night with a copy of the book for only $20. The school gets $5 as a thank you. Those who opt to not buy a book get a free link to the digital book. As the word spreads in your school about this program, you may decide to hold additional evenings to bring other families on board using the same system. Or you can simply send a description of the program home and let them know about the fun that everyone is having and the eventual goal to save energy, water, and money and help their kids have a clean and green future. We suggest not mentioning climate change, global warming, or sea level rise in connection with this program, as those have become loaded buzzwords and could endanger parental or community opposition. Starting the next school day, families can put up Post-it notes on their classroom chart, telling other families about their green actions. This chart is tended by the parents and the kids from the Green Actioneers team in the school. It's the motor for the ongoing program. The school can publicize their participation with social media and through presentations at educational and PTA conferences. The video of their project can be posted on their school website and on YouTube. Make sure to label it as a Green Actioneers video so it can be found through search. If you want to make the Green Actioneers program into a huge moneymaker for your school, here's how that can be done. Go to the companies in your community that supply the high ticket items or services that are outlined in the book. These include solar panels, electric vehicles, insulation, double paned windows, reflective roofing, heating and cooling systems, energy saving appliances, household water treatment systems, even electric yard care equipment. Tell them you will be sending them customers and that you would like a rebate or a referral fee for each customer that you send their way. Let them set up a system that works with their accounting and bookkeeping to get the rebate to you. For homeschooling families, we've created an alternative method for displaying their achievements. We call this a family green action tree. I've got one right here. It can be put up on a poster board. And this is the one that I've created for our family. Certainly, these posters can be shared at homeschooling websites and homeschool family meetups and conferences. I'm sure you can see how important this program could be for the future of our planet. My goal at the age of 83 is not to make money, but to make a difference. And I'm sure that you as a professional educator share that motivation. I can be reached on LinkedIn or WhatsApp, DAVEFINNIGAN, and would love to discuss this program with you before you get started or at any time in your journey. Thanks for getting this far. Let me know what I can do to be of assistance to you in getting started. If you really want to be among the first schools, and particularly if you're in Florida, I might be able to come to your school to help you get started, but you don't need me. We've tested every component of the project and it should work. If this effort is successful in the US and we're able to help families save energy and money and become more sustainable, we should be able to help other countries create similar programs. Thanks to the advent of AI, we should be able to translate everything we do, including the book, this video, and the videos that you post on into numerous languages. Everywhere in the world, there are indigenous communities who've lived in balance with their environment for millennia. And this program should help Permit us all to emulate them. Enough of the talk, let's get to work. Within the lifetime of your students, we need to solve this problem, and the actions we take now could be a huge step in the right direction. Thanks for your attention, and thanks for taking action. I may be the first Green Actioneer, but I certainly hope that I am not the last.